about double tonguing and triple tonguing and some different ways of approaching it and practicing. One of the main ways that I practice articulation is without my flute. You can do a lot of articulation practice when you are doing activities where you normally wouldn't be able to practice, such as walking to the bus stop, washing dishes, folding laundry, any activity where you have a little bit of idle time. You can practice your articulation strokes. So I frequently walk around my house going and especially if I'm playing a piece of music where I know I have a tricky articulation passage, I'll frequently walk around and I'll hear the pitches changing in my ear while I'm just walking around the house and saying the articulation. So use your non-practice time to practice your double tonguing. So here are some ways that I practice my double tonguing when I do use my flute. The first way is I take a phrase that's in 2/4 and I play it first. I start on the note C in the middle of the staff and I start with a T stroke and I say ta, ta, ta. Then I repeat the C, but I say ka, ka, ka. So all with the throat stroke, ka, ka, ka. Then I do it in double time with a double tongue stroke, ta, ka, ta, ka, ta. Then I repeat it, but instead of starting on the ta, I start on the K, the ka, ta, ka, ta, ka. It looks something like this. So here is how the exercise sounds. And then when I've played it those 4 times, I go down a chromatic step. Etc. Then, once I'm comfortable with that, I do that at a slow tempo. And this is good for introducing the concept of double tonguing to a young student. Start it at a very slow tempo so that it's clean and even. Getting your double tonguing even and consistent is very important because there's nothing worse than a double tonguing that sounds like this. You don't want to have an uneven articulation. You need it to be totally controlled and even. So make sure the student is working with a metronome and doesn't go too fast. They should always play it where it's at a comfortable tempo. Eventually speed it up to a pretty quick tempo. Then, once you've mastered that, do it in 4/4 instead of in 2/4. So you're going to have all on ta, now all on K. Now with tucka tucka. Now on kutta kutta. So it sounds like this. So you do that all the way down the register and then all the way back up the register. And that really helps get the double tonguing started, comfortable, consistent, and even. And it helps balance out the discrepancy that frequently there is between the tongue stroke, which is the ta or the da, and the throat stroke, which is the ka or the ga. Because you don't want to have a strong tongue stroke and a very weak throat stroke, because then your articulation is going to be uneven. Then you'll have, and instead you want to have both of them sounding as equal as possible. when you're articulating fast that you still always want to have a beautiful sound. Never sacrifice your sound quality in order to play fast articulation. And when you're practicing your articulation, make sure you're listening to your sound.